Уважаеми професор Пул, dear Professor Pul, Rector of University of Mannheim and our very big friend and partner in this very interesting and challenging endeavor, EngagEU European University. Уважаеми гости, уважаеми колеги, днес е много тържествен момент за нашия университет и за всички нас. Церемонията по връчването на доктор хонорис кауза на професор доктор Томас Пул, ректора на университета в Манхайм. Знаете, че университета в Манхайм е главният координатор на проекта EngagEU. Пролетта нашият академичен съвет взе решение за връчване на това отличие на професор Пул. Here in this room we have vice rectors of the university. I presented some of them, deans of faculties, members of the academic council, students, representative of administration. And here is Professor Thomas Fetzer, who will be the next rector of the University of Mannheim. After several days there will be ceremonies for forwarding, or how to say in English. He will take the responsibilities as a rector, so we are happy to welcome both Professor Thomas Pul and Professor Thomas Fetzer, who was the coordinator at the operational level of EngagEU. So many things could be said about these things. Аз се извинявам, но от време до време ще говоря на български, от време до време на английски. Зависи от посланието, което може да бъде отправено. Съгласно нашите процедури и нашите церемонии, аз имам приветствено слово за професор Томас Пул. То ще бъде на английски и след това следва церемонията по връчването на доктор хонорис кауза и след това академичното слово на професор Томас Пул. I'm explaining the stages of the ceremony. So, dear esteemed colleagues and dear esteemed guests, dear Professor Pul, as a rector of the University of National and World Economy, the largest business university in Southeastern Europe, it's an honor to me to announce that the Academic Council of the University decided to award to you the highest honorary academic title, Doctor honoris causa of our university. Your career and your work as a rector of the University of Mannheim and chairman of the Administrative Board of the European University Alliance, EngagEU, show that you are one of the visionaries responsible for developing the European education and research area. I would like to introduce a few facts from your impressive professional CV and your exceptional human qualities. Professor Thomas Pul was elected as rector of the year 2022 in a survey by the German University Association, rector of the year. He became second in 2021 and 2024 and third in 2023. Very high positions, as we know, the education in Germany. His respectful way of communicating is particularly appreciated by his professional colleagues. He has been chairman of the Conference of State Universities and has numerous other memberships. He has also won many fellowships. Dear Professor Pul, your contribution to the development of the European University Alliance EngagEU and to the funding of the second phase of the project is enormous. It's a great success, which is recognition of your efforts to make the 9 partner universities in the Alliance to work together and reflects the quality of the projects that have been implemented so far. EngagEU has many unique features. It's not only one of the European University Alliances in the field of social sciences, but also the largest in Europe, with over 125,000 learners. It's also one of the strongest academic communities in Europe, with 17,000 researchers and doctoral students working together with commitment and enthusiasm to advance the European education area. It provides better positioning for the European universities in the global context and a broader perspective for the educational and academic development of our learners and faculty members. The coordination and management of ENGAGE-EU by Professor Tomas Pul and his team at the University of Mannheim is the definitive example of the mission of ENGAGE-EU, to manage with the societal challenges through shared values, inclusion and diversity. I believe that our impact on society has the potential to be truly remarkable at both European and regional levels. The participation of our University of National and World Economy in this alliance gives us the opportunity to work together with the best European universities in the field of economics, management, law, and to play an active role in establishing and transforming key policies in the European education and research area. We are proud to call all other universities not only our colleagues, but also our academic friends. University of National and World Economy is the best higher education institution according to the assessment by the National Evaluation and Accreditation Agency. The score of 9.80 is the highest ever achieved by a Bulgarian university. The maximum is 10. And the participation of our university in the ENGAGE-EU Alliance certainly contributed to this score. The internationalization of education is our purpose and policy. We have been part of this European Alliance for 5 years, since the beginning, and it is very important that together we have built a community that works for the benefit of faculty members, employees and students, and to improve the quality of education and the development of universities. We live in times when we need effective cooperation if we want to achieve our ambitions for quality education and for making Europe a leader in science and innovation. Only through joint and coordinated interaction between the higher institutions, higher education institutions, business and politics can be achieved fast results with real impact. The creation of the European education area is based on cooperation and on the European higher education alliances such as ENGAGE-EU that support the transition to more sustainable, greener and more digital economies and societies. Our university awards University of National and World Economy awards the highest honorary scientific title, Doctor honoris causa of the university, to courageous visionaries, personalities with a proven contribution to society and the will to change. And you, Professor Tomas Pul, are undoubtedly such a person. Your personal qualities, your professional skills, and your reputation guarantee the development of the European education and research area. Dear Professor Pul, welcome to the closely linked academic family of University of National and World Economy. With us, you will always find support and strength for your responsible work and mission for the benefit of society and the sustainable development of Europe. The Academic Council of our university awards the honorary title to you for your merits as a visionary and innovator in the European education and research area, for your contribution to the development of the European University Alliance ENGAGE-EU, and the fruitful cooperation with our university. Your work as rector of the University of Mannheim and chairman of the administrative board of the European University Alliance, ENGAGE-EU, has helped to raise the reputation of ENGAGE-EU and to establish it as a European university committed to support the society in managing with the modern challenges, achieve the green and digital transition and sustainable development. Along with the honorary title, you also received the right and maybe the obligation to deliver an annual public lecture at our university. Congratulations, Professor Pul. Now we'll follow the special ceremony of awarding the Doctor honoris causa. Our colleagues will help you to record, saying that you are Doctor honoris causa of our university of Vanuatu, also one Bulgarian and in Bulgaria. So this is special. Now it's my pleasure to give the floor to Professor Pul for his academic speech. Professor Pul, you have the...
Dear Rector, Professor Dimitar Dimitrov, esteemed guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply grateful and humbled to be here today. As Rector of the University of Mannheim, the coordinating university of the European University Alliance Engage EU, it's a privilege to celebrate the success of remarkable partnership, the success of Engage EU, and our partnership with the University of National and World Economy here in Sofia. Today I'm honored to receive the degree of Doctor honoris causa from UNWE. I perceive this honor as a reflection to our joint work. It highlights the strong and fruitful relationship we have built within the Engage EU family. Engage EU exemplifies what we can achieve when we really work together. Our alliance unites 9, soon 10 universities from all over Europe, creating a strong and closely connected research and educational alliance. UNWE, as one of the founding members, has been crucial in shaping the direction and objectives of Engage EU from the beginning. Let me just mention a few of the early contributions of UNWE. Since the establishment of Engage EU in 2020, UNWE has been a key player in managing our communication and dissemination efforts. The Engage EU website, designed by UNWE, is more than a digital portal. It's a vibrant hub that showcases our shared achievements, resources, and collaborative spirit that defines our partnership. Every time we visit Sofia, we are struck by the warm hospitality extended to us. Just the week before last, UNWE hosted another 2-day conference in Sofia, gathering around 20 participants to focus on our work package that is dedicated to dissemination, communication, and impact. As the coordinator of this work package, UNWE has taken on the crucial tasks of establishing dissemination office. For instance, it is thanks to UNWE's strong connections that Ilyana Ivanova, the European Commissioner for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, will be addressing us at a message at our conference in Vienna at the end of October. Engage EU offers study courses across the Alliance. UNWE put together a common course catalog, a source of information which allows students and learners to filter courses by universities, languages, and whether they are available on-site or online. This ensures that potentially, and Rector Dimitrov said that, potentially 125,000 students and roughly 17,000 researchers across our alliance have access to flexible and inclusive education that meets their needs. In this way, all participating universities can expand the range of courses on offer for their own students. In addition to fostering the exchange of our students, UNWE's commitment to supporting the next generation of researchers has been exemplary. UNWE, for example, hosted the first Engage EU conference for early-stage researchers and young scholars in 2022, 1 year before we even started to fully focus on PhD programs. Participants from different disciplines were warmly welcomed in Sofia and were able to work in small groups on different research topics, such as the role of the EU financial sector in the transition to a green economy, or leadership and feedback in a post-COVID environment. In 2023, the university hosted another significant conference on decent work and economic growth, current issues and advances towards SDG 8, and will continue this trajectory with an upcoming conference this November on responsible production and consumption, current issues and advances towards SDG 12. These events further solidify UNWA's commitment to addressing the challenges of sustainable development and connecting early-stage researchers. This aligns perfectly with UNWA's broader engagement as the host of National Sustainable Development Solutions Network in Bulgaria. UNWA brings together key players from academia, business, government, and civil society to collaborate on implementing the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. This commitment showcases UNWA's engagement to address global challenges at the national level and make a positive impact on the future. A tangible example for an event specifically designed for Engage EU students was the Engage EU Expedition Week at UNWA in October 23. The event involved 30 students of different disciplines from 7 partner universities. The students were divided into 4 interdisciplinary teams and, under the guidance of several mentors, worked on real-life challenges related to Sustainable Development Goal number 11, Sustainable Cities. The topics included case studies provided by the National Association of Municipalities in Bulgaria and the Directorate for Sport and Youth Activities of Sofia Municipality. Challenges included the creation of models for hospitable cities for citizens, tourists, business, and sport. The aim was to encourage students to reflect critically and creatively about concrete challenges of urban sustainability. Such initiatives, or similar ones, take place in all of our partner universities at Engage EU. For example, we have introduced Lighthouse PhD programs and labs of co-creation. These labs provide spaces for collaboration between students, researchers, business professionals. The Global Sustainable Development Pilot is another significant initiative focusing on addressing global challenges and promoting sustainability. This is how we are developing into a pan-European campus, where young European citizens are being molded in terms of language, of culture, and on the foundation of shared European values. Ladies and gentlemen, while the Engage EU Alliance exemplifies positive integration and offers collaboration opportunities all over Europe, our continent evidently is confronted with increasing challenges to its unity and democratic principles. Talking about these challenges, I less refer to the external threat of military force by the war on Ukraine, its democratic development and freely chosen approach to the European Union, a war that the Russian attack has brought back to Europe on a scale that is unparalleled after 1945. I rather refer to what many of us conceive as weakening of democracy from within, a gradual process of democratic deconsolidation, which takes place within some of Europe's member states and beyond as well. A number of us, for example, look with concern to the outcome of November 5th in the US. But first, let me clarify the kind of democracy I'm talking about. I don't mean authoritarian people's democracies like North Korea, but liberal democracies in the European Western tradition. In this type of constitutional system, political power isn't based on the leading role of a party or hereditary within a family, but such political power is legitimized and limited by a constitution. It's government by laws, not by people. It effectively guarantees basic rights, such as human dignity, freedom of speech and mass media, as well as free and equal elections. These values are protected by a system of checks and balances with effective access of all citizens to independent courts to monitor the government. Separation of powers prevents that too much power is concentrated in the hands of few, for it is a common lecture that mankind has learned. The concentration of political power in one or few hands leads to abuse and is a threat to freedom. These principles of a liberal democracies are more and more under pressure. Illiberal democracies openly advocated by an EU member's prime minister. Authoritarian, populist, often nationalist movements are gaining support in many European states. In Germany, my own country, during the past few weeks, in 3 states of the Federation, the extreme right party Alternative für Deutschland, Alternative for Germany, AfD, for the first time assembled roughly 1/3 of the voters behind it. It has become the largest or almost largest party in those parts of Germany. And what troubles me most, even for young voters between 18 and 29, the AfD was by far the most attractive choice. In parentheses, fortunately, the prognosis for the rest of Germany will quite be better, but that's the fact for 3 German states. The reasons for this appeal of extremist parties are manifold. People are facing a complex set of problems, real, sometimes imagined. For example, the COVID pandemic and the prospect of potential future pandemics. Climate change, extreme weather events, as we had it just a few weeks ago in Middle and Eastern Europe. War in Europe. Economic turbulences. The hard-to-evaluate effects of globalization, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, immigration. And accelerated, sometimes disruptive technical, economic, and cultural change. All of these phenomena are perceived not so much as challenges to be tackled, or even as chances to be used, but rather as threats to physical safety, job security, or social status. They create feelings of instability and anxiety about the future. Disillusionment with traditional political institutions and political majorities, and the slow pace of political actions to address these issues contribute to a sense of urgency and frustration. Thus, voters seek salvation from those who offer simple, often radical solutions to complex problems. They follow populistic rhetoric against the political establishment rather than well-balanced, fact-based and thought-out concepts. Once such movements have succeeded in becoming part of the government, they often not only try to implement their politic announcements, which is perfectly legitimate. Instead, they go on to increase and cement their political power permanently. This authoritarian trait contrasts directly with the characteristic of democratic legitimacy that transfers political power for a limited time slot only. It has to be renewed periodically. Authoritarian regimes try to petrify their power by reducing the independence and competences of the courts, especially of administrative and constitutional courts that control the government, by assigning their followers to the judiciary, court packing, by modifying the electoral system, the American gerrymandering, by constraining the political freedoms of speech, of press, of academia, or in general, by penetrating and dominating civil society. In Germany, we speak of synchronization of societal players like trade unions and other organizations. There definitely is no one-size-fits-all cure for these risks to the health of democracy. Political leaders and institutions must, of course, do their job in order to convince their electorate again. For example, they must seek social, intergenerational and international justice, fair and appropriate solutions for pressing issues. They must listen to and communicate well with the people. They must establish sound educational institutions from kindergarten to university and media regulation that effectively combats the spread of fake news. Most of the challenges mentioned only can be effectively tackled through multilateralism, in cooperation especially with democracies and not in isolation and nationalism. But the crucial defenders of democracies are their citizens, each and every one of them, because the modern secular state is based on conditions it can't guarantee by himself. Liberal democracy depends on the responsible use of our basic rights, on the active participation of the citizens. Each of them is an influencer, not for cosmetics or modern sneakers, but for democracy. Democracy can't survive if everybody makes use of their freedom in splendid isolation and retreats to their nutshell, like Diogenes is said to have done in his barrel. So it's up to us to vote in elections, to communicate, to assemble for our causes, to act responsibly in our roles, in our job, universities, families, etc., in order to foster societal and political resilience against the foes of liberal democracy. Freedom and democracy are never finally achieved, but they are a constant task, never-ending mission for all of us. At the universities of EngageEU, we are doing exactly this. Together, we examine problems from multiple perspectives, learning from and listening to one another. Here, researchers and students of economics collaborate with architectural students and medical staff to tackle the major problems and challenges of our time. Through this collaboration, we help young people realize that democracy thrives when critical thinking and diverse voices engage in respectful and fact-based discourse and work together. EngageEU stands as a powerful symbol of how education and dialogue can both enhance and renew our democratic ideals. Together, we strive to build a Europe that is more connected and more democratic. In this vision, every idea contributes to the collective progress and every voice has a place. As I conclude, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the dedicated professors, the staff and collaborators whose tireless efforts and passion drive EngageEU forward. Your commitment, your enthusiasm and the teamwork are the heart and soul of our mission. In this context, I'm especially honored to receive the Doctor honoris causa from the University of National and World Economy here in Sofia, and accept it on behalf of all who have contributed to our shared vision. Let's keep the conversations going. Let's continue to engage. Thank you very much. Blagodaria mnogo.
Сега искам да помоля професор Пул да прочете това, което написа в Златната книга. I'd like to ask you to read your words in our Golden Book of the University, please.
Thank you very much. I hope I won't take too long because I've been writing a little bit too much maybe into the book. It's with deep gratitude that I accept the honor on behalf of the Engage EU Alliance. This recognition is a testament to our shared common commitment to strengthening democracy through education and collaboration. In a world where democratic values are often challenged, it's crucial that we equip our students with the tools to navigate the complexities of our world with integrity and purpose. By encouraging them to examine issues from diverse perspectives and embrace various approaches, we are preparing them to become informed and responsible citizens of Europe. Engage EU strives to create a vibrant democratic community that works closely with society and that empowers individuals to actively participate in democratic process, fostering a future where our shared values can thrive. I'm honored to have been part of this journey and look forward to seeing how our ongoing work of Engage EU will continue to enrich and strengthen our democratic communities.
Thank you again, Professor Pul. Now, according to our academic traditions, you may have questions or short statements regarding the ceremony. I'd like to ask Professor Fetzer if he would like to say something about our future work, and because he will take the responsibility of the coordinator of whole project. Yes, Professor Fetzer, please.
Dear Professor Rector Dimitar Dimitrov, dear colleagues, dear students, dear Thomas. It's a great honor standing here in my current position as the coordinator and vice president at the university, and in less than 1 week, I guess, being the president of the University of Mannheim. A Doctor honoris causa is always an extraordinary acknowledgement, and first of all, it's an acknowledgement of, Thomas, your academic work and your contribution to Engage EU, and we have heard many true words about you and your contribution. There are actually sitting two founding fathers of Engage EU here, because it wouldn't be without your support, Dimitar, and the support of those sitting here that we had this, and we still have this great success with Engage EU. I think we have accomplished many things that you were referring to, but we also have accomplished one important thing. We have established institutional and personal trust between our 9 and soon 10 universities. And it's great seeing so many friends, also personal friends here. I see students who participated in one of the expedition weeks in Mannheim, because eventually I think that's what we need in order to be successful in these challenging times. International cooperation and interdisciplinary cooperation, and that's what Engage EU stands for. And so, as I said, the Doctor honoris causa is first and foremost an acknowledgement of your academic reputation, but I also see it as another prick of commitment and dedication of UNWE to Engage EU, to our cooperation, and I should say, of course, to the cooperation within Engage EU, but also on a bilateral level between the University of Mannheim and UNWE, and even in my new role, or even more in my new role, this is one of the cornerstones of our international cooperation within Engage, and I'm very happy and grateful, Rector Dimitrov and all the others, for this wonderful support. And since I see the student who participated in this expedition week, I would like to share one small little story with you, and I promise it will not be too long. For some time, I was asking myself, why are we doing this? Everybody has a lot of additional duties. Professors teach, are doing research, we have limited time resources, so why taking the extra mile? And then I saw these expedition weeks where students from 9 different countries with 9 different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, language barriers, came together and were working together on one project for 1 week. And I have an eyewitness here. After 1 week, it seemed to me that there was a much deeper understanding of the mutual differences, but also what we have in common, and that's even more important. There were friendships born, I would say, and that's what we need in order to tackle the big challenges of our time. Hence, I'm really, really grateful for all the support here from UNWE, from the top leadership to all the people here. Eventually, we are doing this for Europe, we are doing this for the students, we are doing this for the next generation, and I'm very happy to do this also in my new role. But again, most importantly, congratulations, Thomas, to this very well-deserved honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Fetzer. Just to mention that we have a recording of this event. We'll publish your speech with your permission. There is a streaming now in Facebook and in our university website, so we hope that it will reach many people, and I hope that our team working on working package communication and dissemination will reflect to this event as it should be. So some other questions or remarks? If there is no any, I would like to close the ceremony with many thanks to Professor Pul and all of the esteemed guests and our partners and friends. And now there will be some time for photo session with Professor Pul, of course. So thank you for your participation, and I wish you good health and success. Thank you very much.